Alexa is not only an accomplished singer who shines at Madison Square Garden, she is also a deeply caring and generous individual who supports causes such as pediatric cancer, foster children, saving the rainforest, and rising women up against bullying and body image. Now she is shining her light on animals in need. Alexa's deep-rooted love for animals can be credited to her loving parents, Christy Brinkley and Billy Joel. Their household has always been filled with rescue cats and fostered a sense of compassion and care for the voiceless. Inspired by her upbringing, Alexa visited the ASPCA in New York City and found her furry companion, Stella. She credits Stella for pushing her to be a voice for the voiceless. Alexa, if you could please come up on stage and accept your Angel Award.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to say hi to my local animal lovers. How's everybody doing tonight? First of all, I want to give a huge thanks to Second Chance Rescue for having me as their resident crazy cat lady this year. No, thank you. It's a huge, huge honor to be a part of such a wonderfully generous cause. This vitally important organization rehabilitates critically injured and neglected cats and dogs, as well as those at a high risk of euthanasia. From the bottom of my heart, I am just so proud to help support and uplift this generous nonprofit that has saved over 17,000 lives. Okay? I just want to give them another round of applause for that alone. Thank you. And now, if you'll indulge me, I'd like to tell you a little story about my cat, Stella. I can proudly say without a shred of hesitation that the single best decision I've made in my whole life was 17 years ago when I impulsively headed over to the ASPCA of NYC on a particularly lonely rainy afternoon in the city. This was the day I found my Stella. I was living alone in New York at the time, and I can distinctly recall a vague feeling of missing something familiar that I could call home, you know? I couldn't quite put my finger on what it was, but I kept envisioning this glamorous female kitten luxuriating around my West Village apartment. When I got to the shelter and first saw Stella as a tiny baby, all alone in her little cage, she was labeled Cassie on her assigned name tag. I quickly changed that. She was far too elegant, it simply wouldn't do. Stella was the last cat that I came across. At the farthest end of the room, I almost missed her when I first walked out, only to go back and check again. I was sensing that I had forgotten someone special. The second I opened that raggedy cage, a perfect calico beauty had poured herself into my arms, purring loudly and rubbing her teeny soft face and pink nose against my cheek. I don't know, it just felt like fate. Her gleaming emerald eyes seemed to be smiling at me. When I tried to place her back in the cage momentarily, she started crying in desperation, sticking her paws out, like she was reaching for only me. I just said to myself, you know what, this is it. I had found my girl. I hurriedly signed all the papers that very evening and took her home straight away. 17 years later, she's still purring loudly in my arms. Nothing's changed. You know, there's nothing like the unconditional love from an animal. I may have saved Stella's life, but she's made my life a million times warmer, cozier, more cuddly, fuller, sweeter, and so much more beautiful. So I guess the moral of the story is, pay a visit to NYC Second Chance Rescue. First and foremost, or the ASPCA, or really whatever is your nearest and dearest local animal shelter, sometime very soon. Trust me, you'll be so glad you did. Thank you for loving and caring about our precious furry friends. And I just gotta say, as a childless cat lady, I couldn't be more overjoyed to be here tonight. Thank you.